and the members, and also the chairman for giving the palliative. Because without that, people are talking of hunger. But with that, you have really supported, so we say a very big thank you. Now, in the local government, from the onset, we have been working with the state from our PHCs. Initially, we started with, sensitizing our people on how to wash their hands. We also give logistics to our MOH for feeding and a lot of things that is happening. We do motorize by sensitizing our people on the disadvantage of moving closer to each other. We have to do distancing ourselves. Social distancing, sorry. So there are a lot of things we have been doing. But let me give an example. Because we are talking of increase. There is now what is called community spread. And in our local government, my own local government, mainland local government, we have 3 markets. And if, just like somebody mentioned, that Oyinbo market is like from 8 o'clock in the night till 8 o'clock the second day, which is 24 hours. The police, everybody, we have tried our best. People bringing things, foodstuffs from Ekiti and other places, not even in Lagos State. They come to that place daily and they meet with our people. There's even a case now, because our people, MOH, they are also working tirelessly. We have seen a lot. You said mainland is increasing. We are not. It's not only from mainland, because we do testing there. Some people, after testing them and they are positive, some will go back to Agege, some will go back to Alimosho, like that. But this community spreading now that started, most of these people are in the slum. Just like my honorable said, 20, 30 people sleeping in one room. Those slums, you can't even get there because some of them are outside, inside water. We had a case 2 days or 3 days ago where those people, they tested them, they were positive. Now for them to go and carry them, they said those people refused to go. So what do we do in that case? And in the local government, we are not kitted to go and hold them, even though we have some of our people. But how do you hold those people? Those people now, some of them have escaped. They said somebody went to Ikeja, another person went to go and spread it again. So what do we do in that case? It's becoming so much in my local government, and I don't know what we are going to do. The police have stopped them from selling overnight. We said 10 to 2, but they don't keep to it. The task force, they have come. When they go, they will go back. So I don't know what the law will tell us to do in that case, because I don't know. We are so overwhelmed now. We have called meetings. CDAs, CDCs, and all of them are trying to help. But how do they help now when they are not kitted? They are all afraid to move to those people who have it. So that's the issue. So we are doing the palliative. We have talked to the buyers, the community leaders, everybody. Even yesterday, I was with them, talking to them that they should go back again and talk to them. We have started using megaphone to talk to people. And that is, it goes also with other local governments as well.
All right.
So I don't know what we are going to do,
Thank you,
Commissioner.
ma'am.
Thank you very much.
So the chairman there, Ayola, what is the name? Is it?
Good evening, Mr. Speaker. May I stand on
Go
the
ahead,
already
go.
established protocol? Yeah, I don't want to take much of our time. I just want the Honorable Commissioner to look into the aftermath of COVID-19. The economy is drying up. The oil we all rely on is coming down. We need to be proactive at this moment. I think the Nigerian police force is less than 80,000 officers and men. They cannot man Lagos State with over 15 million people effectively. So the lockdown policy must be reviewed. Otherwise, we may have a revolt from the streets of Lagos. That is very, very key. And there is need for you and amiable governor, the leadership of the House of Assembly, to sit down and draw up a new plan on how to go about this thing, since the lockdown has practically failed. My humble suggestions is that we can also move our isolation centers to the airport and the seaport and open our airspace. Anybody that is coming from abroad goes into our own isolation for 14 days. While we're looking inward for solutions, because if you don't really look inward for solutions, something that has no vaccines, we can't just fold our arms and let it come and kill us. We must look inward for solutions. And there are a lot of solutions untapped, most especially the local herbs, which the medical doctors don't really want to talk about. There are areas we can form a synergy between these people and yourself. Okay, if you tell us some people are getting well from your own isolation center, what are the things you are using? Since the thing has no cure. So you must be using something that is locally produced. So give it to everybody and let everybody go about doing their business while we make compulsory wearing masks to all our functions. The governor can do an executive order that before you go out, you must wear a mask and wash your hands. Then move the isolation center to the airport and the seaport and the border at Seme. Let everything go back to normal in the nearest few days. I'm afraid hunger is more than COVID-19 in Lagos State. Thank you.
Thank you. Is he a chairman too? Okay, we are done with the chairman. Let us hear from the vice chairman. Yeah, give it to him.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. All other protocol duly observed. Being Oyebode, chairman of the vice chairman. My question goes directly to the Honorable Commissioner. The testing centers in the local governments, the 20 of them that were announced recently, we observed they are not functional. A test case happened in Surulere a few days ago, and when they got to the center, it was discovered that it was not functional. What are we going to do about this? Thank you very much.
Yeah, any other vice? Okay, the councillor, the SIG. Okay. Go ahead.
Mr. Speaker, sir, may I be permitted to stand on existing protocol, sir? My name is Olaliko Bakari, Secretary, Local Government Apapa, and the Chairman, Body of Secretaries, Lagos State. Mr. Commissioner, sir, two things. just mentioned by the former speaker here, the chairman, he mentioned being proactive, the aftermath of this COVID-19. We all know that today, one of the major problems we have in our society is mental illness. And the effect of this COVID-19 has taken its toll on a lot of people, economy, health, in different areas. And it's going to lead to an increase in mental illness. What steps are you taking? And secondly, from the local government, we've had a lot of people, I personally have had people that come to me and ask one question. I'm glad you mentioned that the youths are more immune to this. But the question still remains, what happens to our children when the schools are open? Because at some point they have to go back to school. We have kids with underlying health issues, asthma, and all sorts. What risk or how should a parent who's got a child that's going to a primary school or a nursery school that's got asthma, how should he feel when if tomorrow the government says all children are able to go back to school? What risk or how should he feel that is his child going to be safe? What actions is the state are you taking with regards to situations like this, sir? Thank you.
Yeah, any other SIG? Yeah, I'll give it to the next one.
Mr. Speaker and the All House, permit me to stand on existing protocol. Honorable Commissioner, I appreciate you for being truthful with the state of the healthcare system in Nigeria, most especially on the effect of COVID-19. Mr. Speaker, before now, I've told people that care to listen that we will get to a state that we will have to be the one to take care of our health system ourselves concerning COVID-19. Because you've made us to know that now that we should be prepared, that we might likely resort to home care to get out of this menace. Sir, I would like to know, what is the effect of our weather on COVID-19? And again, most especially in our local governments, we've been trying our best. Like the chairman said, we've been going on with educating our people on the effect of COVID-19. In my local government, for example, we've had to call all security operatives and to even ask them of their challenges. We've made provision of vehicles for them. Even the healthcare officers that you sent to our local government, Amodofin, we've even made to provide them vehicles for them to be able to move around the local government so that we can put a stop to this pandemic. Mr. Speaker, I want to believe that the social distancing can only work. People are hungry. When people are being well fed, I want to believe that most of them will have no reason to even want to go out. Please, we need to look more into these areas. Let us try to pump more money to the local government so that we can bring the closest to this grassroots, to our people. We can make sure that we stop the spread. Thank you.
The councillors. If you don't have anything to say, you don't have to bother, but just make your point.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Remy Shitu from Isolo Health, Deputy Chairman of the Councillors Forum. Sir, we really want to appreciate you for being this proactive to involve the local government, being the closest to the people and advising the Lagos State government to decentralize and ensure that the local government is being, put to proper use in this. So from the detailed report of the Honorable Commissioner, it appears there may be need for an extension, of this lockdown, because by his projection, once these results are out, we are more likely to have more this thing. So a report came in my own local government, sir, about the health workers. And I'm happy my chairman is here, who was very proactive. The health workers, when they are coming to work, talking about the primary health care center that you talked about, being the people we look at the local government level, when they were coming to work, sir, they were being attacked. So we may not be able to separate security from this COVID-19 we are talking about, sir. And then, sir, we may not be able to gather like this every time. So I see this as an opportunity to also mention a few things. This lockdown is very necessary. And I will see people walking about freely as if nothing is happening. And sir, one of the reasons they give has to do with NEPA, not give them that, and they need to walk about. Their food is going to get spoiled and all that. Sir, using your good office as the Speaker of the House, sir, we need to help us to also look at the issue of providing things that will encourage our people to stay at home. These figures are very scary, sir. Very, very scary. Thank you, sir.
Your supervisors.
Permit me to stand on the existing protocol. Mr. Speaker, sir, I think the reason for the spread of this virus is based on the poverty level, the ignorance level, and the negligence of our people. And I don't think, as to me, there is any better way to address that. Because the police, they have been saddled with one responsibility or the other. If these people have been arrested, there is nowhere to keep them. So in that case, sir, I think our commissioner is here to better find a way to that. And sir, I equally want to believe, sir, that all strength has been exhausted by the analysis that our able commissioner has brought, coming to tell us that what they are looking at is a home-based care or self-isolation. Sir, I think in this regard, there is a gap. There's somewhere that we have not looked into. And part of where we have not looked into is what has helped us to this very stage. The lockdown that we're talking of is being said by a prophet in Islam, that when there is an outbreak of epidemic anywhere, the people in there don't allow them to go out. And those outside don't allow them to come in. I think that is what we're practicing now. And think like that, sir. There's still some other sayings that can assist this system. Instead of putting ourselves in a lockdown and affecting our economy. The prophet has also said that both the seed and the oil. He said it's only old age and death that it cannot cure. Inasmuch they are looking up to home-based care and self-isolation, why can't they just promote this kind of thing for everybody to put to use? And with that, I think there's going to be a drastic reduction in this very thing. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there another person?
Good afternoon, Mr. Speaker. Protocol duly observed. My name is Bella Koyi from Agbado Okeodo, LCDA. I want to appreciate the Honorable Commissioner for your efforts so far during this COVID-19. And I want to also thank you for naming the issues at hand in our primary health care, in our local government and LCDA. You have been truthful. You said the right thing at the right time. We are supposed to hear from here. And that we have to take to our local government and as a state to work on it. Our PSC in our various LCDA, most of them are in shambles. But we have to really work on it so that when things like this happen, the first stage will start from PSC for them to take care of before extend to the other health sector. Most of the primary health sector, we are short of staffs over there.
Madam,
Sir,
address the issue. Your PhD has been there before now.
okay.
So that is not what we are here to discuss. If there has been need to address it, your local government should have done that before now. But how do we combat this virus staring at us? That is the question on the ground, not infrastructure.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Second point is that the lockdown for 2 weeks, which analysis, sir, it has no any effect with the rate the COVID-19 is going on, as you have said. It kept on increasing day and day. And I believe that even after the lockdown, it will keep on increasing because our people are not cognizant of what they are supposed to do. This social distance of the things that we're talking about is not being observed. Most of the people move from one area to the other, which most of us have earlier said in the slum. How do we avert or how do we cope these situations of not being mingled together, not socializing? Because we that we are socializing, we are making the social distance. We are the elites. We that will know the effects of the COVID-19, that if you contacted it, you know what will happen. The local people, the uneducated ones, don't see reason why they have to maintain social distance. They will tell you it's the big man diseases. It's big man issues that will not come to them. They don't even believe in it at all. So those in the area that you believe, like in rural or area that we have so many, they will tell you that they need food. They want to go out and get their daily needs to take care of their family.
Thank you.
Don't tell me that. Please, sir, let's look for a solution to that. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. I don't think we have to go further. We have to, if not, we'll be repeating what has been said. Well, let me start from the local government officials. And the reason we have invited you is to put it to you directly that this is the time that you have to show yourself as leaders in your various local governments. This is a situation where you have to assert yourself as leaders of people. And this is where you need to show action and to convince your people. As a leader, what they expect our people from you is to lead them properly at a time like this. It's not by carrying out projects alone or doing all sorts of things, but to show them that we are also concerned about the situation on ground. It is all about guidance. We need to guide them to show them direction. You know, you don't take back seats in a situation like this. As rightly put, we can liken this situation to war period. In a war time, you see the leader. That is when the quality of leader, you know, is being asserted, is being displayed. So we know there's poverty. We know that we are at receiving end when it comes to social life of our people. But this is not the time to concentrate on that. But this is the time to show light, to tell them we can get over this. Well, it's a gradual thing. We cannot eradicate poverty at this period. We cannot feed everybody at this period. But we can only make efforts to convince them that we are putting in everything at our disposal at this point. And the reason for them to also listen to the government, to the leaders, and to comply with instructions and directions. When we talk about the PHC is lacking, there is no infrastructure, we won't help, we won't get out of this. So leadership is about taking charge. Leadership is about showing the way. And that is what we should be doing. We can't say because the government is not bringing money, the one we have, what have we done? How have we expended it in this situation? It is not an opportunity to amass wealth. It's not an opportunity to make money, but an opportunity for us to work together to combat this virus. and excel at the end of the day. Most things that we expect of you to do has to do with campaign. You know, educating people at the grassroots. We talk about social distancing, we talk about using the masks. They are very essential as it is today, since we cannot find solution. As more as we continue to talk, we know that infrastructure back home, you know, the way our society is built, structures, the buildings, everything cannot accommodate this distance we are talking about. We must, as rightly put by one of us, we have face me and face you, we have all this where we share bathroom, we share toilet, we share everything. We know this, but we can still get out of this if we do what we are supposed to do as leaders. We must not stop talking to them. We don't have to be defeated because they are not responding. It only means that we have not done enough. So if we have relationship with them, we must capitalize on that relationship to convince them that, you have to listen to government. You have to do what is right, that social distancing should be encouraged. Let us do and play our own part and leave the rest. It is what you do that we will talk about. If we are thinking because there is no money anywhere, let me also put it to you that there's no money anywhere. There's no revenue, there's no allocation. If we continue in 3 months, everything will be down. In 3 months. And you will realize your office will be useless. Your office will be useless, your title will be useless, your status will be useless. If as a chairman there's no allocation for the next 3 months, then nobody will recognize you as a chairman, either as a councillor or supervisor or anything. And that is why we must not allow this thing to degenerate to that level. We all must display that leadership quality now. Be you chairman, be you vice chairman, be you supervisor, be you councillor or anything. We must lead now. We must take charge and direct the situation. If we just sit back, well, it's not my business, I'm not the governor, I'm not the commissioner, I'm not this, then we are just wasting our time. That means you are not performing your duty. Don't talk about money. There's no way we are going to get the money. If you look at what the state is expending on daily basis, you talk about the personnel, the insurance, the, what is it called, emolument, every other thing, in this short period, you will be amazed. You will be amazed what is going into this. So we can't continue. Now there's no revenue. Barely allocation will be coming for some time, then it will stop. So we must not wait till then. If we do, that means we have failed. You talk about situation in your local government, find means around it. You should be able to generate ideas. You can't depend on any other government to find solution. You, as head of that government, do something. Every local government has its own peculiarity, and you should be able also to come up with your own solution. We can't say, okay, the state is doing this, the state is locking down, we have locked down, and that is here. We know lockdown is not that effective at the local level in some areas. So let us go back home, let us think about it, call meeting, involve everybody, those who matters in the society, let us involve them, let us look for means or ways to, to assert our leadership quality. If we are looking for money, the money will not come. That is the truth. And if we want to lock up door, let us lock up and wait till the virus comes knocking. It won't be helpful. So we must go out there and challenge this situation by doing what we believe is right. And I'm sure, and I strongly believe we can do it. Together we can do it if we want to do it. And I think that is why you are a leader. As a leader, you have to assert that leadership quality. And I want to believe it will be possible. And back to the Honorable Commissioners. Well, I want to sincerely disagree with you. Because telling us at the end of the day, we have to wait till our hormone, or what do you call it, now, immune, now acclimatized with this thing. For how long are we going to wait? You know, the danger, as rightly observed by one of the chairmen, is beyond even the virus itself. as time goes on, it will be a serious problem confronting all of us. If we break it down, you look at the boys on the streets who are now becoming so difficult to manage and control. And you look at people that if they don't go out, there's no way they can make their daily bread. And you now look at those, most especially the so-called farmers, who have abandoned their farm because they cannot go back there. And at the end of the day, those who have food in their stores that we are now, depending on, as time goes on, we will exhaust everything. So what will happen? Maybe we have to resort to cannibalism. God forbid. So this thing, we just have to do something. For me, I still strongly believe we need to collaborate with our structure from the state level to local governments. And identification of the infected people at this stage is very, very essential. You were asking, what do we do? When we identify 100 people, you test and discover that 100 or 200 or 2,000 are positive. So must we allow 2,000 to infect 15 million? And at the end of the day, the state will become a sick state. We can't do that. If we have to identify and quarantine, we will go ahead and keep identifying and isolate them. If we can manage to identify, we take them out of society or we keep them in their buildings and monitor them. We have to do something. We have to come up with new ideas. We don't have to surrender. There's no way we surrender to this. And that is why we are a government, the executive, the legislature, judicial. That is why we are called government. And it's because of situation like this, people surrender the, what do we call it, sovereignty to us to manage on their behalf. And this is one of the challenges. So at this is the time we have to show them that we are truly capable to manage any situation. So we are saying, well, it will continue to increase, and we should just accept our fate till all of us are affected. I don't think that is a good solution. For me, I know we've heard even in abroad that, the testing, what is it called, kits are not adequate, are not enough, but the one we have, we should take that advantage now to identify. You've been able to mention some local government, so you have to concentrate more on those local government mentioned to see if we can identify those who have been infected to save others. There are some people who are running away, they are refusing to report to the council. Let us arrest them. And that was why we made law. We amend the law accordingly. If it is not suitable to the executive, we look at the areas where they have complained and amend it so we can give them that liberty to arrest. We emphasize this, and that was why we put provision for arrest. So we arrest anybody that resists or refuses to go to the center. So I think that is what we have to do. But when we sit together, you as part of the committee, you should sit together and let us break it down. There are so many questions, but because you are the commissioner for it, you are not the commissioner for budgets and commerce and industry. So we just have to sit on that until we have another time when we have opportunity to have discussion that relate to this. But your solution of what you have said, that, okay, at the end of the day, we don't have enough equipment, we don't have enough center, we don't have enough bed, we can't close our eyes, we can't fold our arms and allow this to continue. It is not possible. Then that means we have no government in place to stand up against this challenge. We are the government of Lagos State, and we must rise to that expectation now, and we must face the challenge and conquer it, and that's the way we should be thinking. So we will be coming to you people, and we'll be getting back to the public after this gathering. So we'll provide our own solution the way we think it will be of help. So, but we want to urge you, Commissioner, don't be tired. Please, let us continue to do our best so that this thing, because you have given us, information now that as from next week, we should be expecting, I think in Nigeria now, we are almost, how much officially? Almost 900, how much? 1,000, close, almost 1,000. So for us, we have to do something. We have to do something. Huh? It's 874 now. So with your own position, by next week, in 2 weeks, then we should be heading to 2,000. And we can't even identify those infected already. Like the chairman of the conference 57 rightly said, some people have been identified, but nothing has been done. I think these are the areas we need to address. And that is why we need to work with the local government officials to see what we can do. And also, people have been talking about local remedies. Let us try it. You said we don't have capability for the test, or what do you call it, the lab test for new drugs. But let us use our own local remedies. It's just tests. They are not harmful. If it works, fine. And if it doesn't, then we can abandon it. So we should not close our eyes totally. We have those that have claimed that they use it and it works. Even in abroad, we saw the video that went viral from England, and somebody just talked to me about the one they did in USA. So we can try it. There's no harm in trial. So let us try. Let us allow people who are infected to try it. If it works, it's good for us. So you've just put it to us. We don't have enough equipment. We don't have enough centers. Then we must do something, and we must work fast before we get to what you have postulated, that in 2 weeks we'll be having 200, 300. Before then, we should be able to do something to curb this. I know you still have more to say. Likewise, my colleagues, they still have more to say. But if you have to go on and on and on, then we won't get to the end of it. By what is the time? This is after 6. So through the chairman of the committee, we'll be getting back to you. And also the council officials will also be getting back to you as well. So if you know, you can come up with your own ideas on the way you think it will work. But let us go beyond all we have been saying. They don't listen to us. We don't have this, we don't have that. No. No, we must generate ideas. We must come up with ideas that is suitable, to our condition in our locality. That's what we should be doing. That is the way we should be thinking, not to surrender. No, we can't. So once again, I thank you for honoring our invitation, and we still strongly believe we must work together with the officials of the local government. We must work together. Well, let me call on, I think, the deputy. Yeah, Deputy Speaker, to help us say thank you to those who have invited, and particularly to our colleagues who have turned up EMAS to attend this briefing by the Commissioner for Health, and also our friends from LAHACA too, who are here with us to cover this session. So from me, once again, I say thank you for coming. Thank you.
On behalf of the Speaker, Lagos State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Mudashir Ajayi Obasa, the principal officers, and other distinguished honorable member, I have the honor and privilege to convey the deep appreciation of Mr. Speaker to the Honorable Commissioner and the PS Ministry of Health for their attendance and the brief they've given to this August gathering. I also have the honor and privilege to also convey the appreciation of Mr. Speaker and distinguished member of this honorable house to the executive and chairman of our various local government and LCDs, all deputy or vice chairman of the various local government and LCDs, the secretary to the local government, the speakers or the two leaders of government and LCDs for making today, for their attendance, and for this cross-fertilization of ideas that we have today. We hope that together we'll be able to find answer and to this pandemic. So on behalf of Mr. Speaker, once again, thank you very much for your attendance. Joining masses to your various destination. Thank you very much.
behind. Honorable members, stay behind.